Coach's Corner continues. Coach Jonathan Beverly of Childersburg High School, second-year coach and athletic director there, and on the road to Sylacauga Friday night for the Aggies' homecoming. They didn't treat you too well.
No, we didn't play too well last Friday night, and it was a tough game, tough atmosphere, and hats off to Sylacauga. They played a good game, but and they're a good program. They're a good football team, good program. Coach Griffith does a great job. And when you're playing on the road at a quality opponent, there's mistakes that you can't make, and we made too many of them.
Well, Sylacauga and Childersburg, and Sylacauga was able to run the football at times against you.
They were. Their option attack is, really good, and Coach Griffith has really established that program as a program that can run the football, run the option well, and it's tough to defend on a week's notice, and that's not to make any excuses, but again, we made too many mistakes, didn't play assignment football, and some things that we've got to bounce back from.
And you had another good game from your quarterback.
Jalen Kidd played another good game. Made some big runs. Was able to convert some big third down situations, but too inconsistent overall on the offensive side of the ball. And again, we've got to find some consistency if we want to be successful.
Well, when you're able to throw the ball and run the ball like your quarterback can do, he can make a lot of good things happen in the second half of the season.
He can, and we're looking for a big stretch from him over the next 4 or 5 games. And for us right now, it's a 4-game season, and so we're looking to be able to make some big plays down the stretch and to be able to get into November and still be playing.
So that wasn't a region game against Sylacauga last week, but tonight is a region game against Handley and Roanoke on the road. You talk about a tough place to play. That's one of them.
It is an extremely tough place to play. One of the premier programs in 4A, obviously defending state champion, and they're having a down year by their standards. However, it's still Handley, it's still Roanoke. They still got some great football players out there, so we've got to find a way to go out there and get a win tonight.
How have you prepared for this Handley team that, as you mentioned, a little bit down as far as their standards are concerned, but they're still a very much threat in a tough region that you guys play in?
They're still a dangerous football team. There's no doubt about it. They're dangerous. Coach Strain always has them prepared to play, and they are down this year by their standards. However, again, they're dangerous. They're very athletic. At any moment, they can break a long run. Their quarterback, similar to our quarterback, very athletic. Doesn't throw the ball as well as Jalen, but he's extremely athletic, and at any point in time, he can turn a broken play into a 60-yard touchdown.
Second half of the season is here, and key region matchup tonight. And you talked about a couple of weeks ago the importance of getting the win in a region game a couple of weeks ago. But the importance of this game tonight is a lot of pressure on this one.
There's a lot of pressure on this one. As I stated before, we're in a 4-game season right now. And I stated to our players on Monday, it's very simple what's in front of us. It's a 4-game season. You win 2, you're the 4 seed. You win 3, you can shake things up and possibly host the first round. And if you win all 4, you're the region champ. So obviously we're looking to take it one game at a time, but I didn't sugarcoat anything this week, not selling any pipe dreams. I'm just giving it to our kids and our coaches straight. Look, it's a 4-game season. If you want to continue to play, we've got to take 2 out of 4. If you want to host in the first round, really give yourself a chance to make a run, win 3 out of 4. And if you want to really give yourself a chance to make a run, win 4 out of 4. So, right now, Handley, hate to use the term must win right now, but in reality, it is a game we got to win.
How's the team responded this week after the loss to Sylacauga last week?
We've been focused. We really have been focused. We've bounced back. I thought last week was kind of a week where everybody was kind of caught up in emotion. Rivalry weeks do that, and sometimes you can be clouded, by the emotion and not, pay attention to the little things. This week, I really think we've been focused on the little things. We've cleaned up some things in practice this week. We've had, up to this point, 4 really good, sharp practices, and I've been really pleased with how we've bounced back, responded, and just, handled the week as it's gone on.
Coach Jonathan Beverly, the head football coach and athletic director at Childersburg High School, in his second year there. This Handley of Roanoke football team has a rich history. What do they bring to the table that you've seen on tape this year?
Mentioned their quarterback before, extremely athletic, and they've played a handful. Actually, they played 3 different quarterbacks throughout the year. I think they've had some injury issues, but their full-time starter is back. Defensively, they are as tough as they've always been. Last year, and I told somebody last year this time, this is the best defense that we'll see all year. I think probably the best defense in 4A. And then, fast forward a couple months, they're state champs. And so, I was able to see it then. They still play great defense.
How do you attack that?
Well, we've got to be balanced. We've got to basically take what they can give us, but also remain balanced. We can't just rely on, our running game. Even though we're a team that likes to run the football first, we've got to be able to make some big plays in the air tonight. So we've got to remain balanced. We've got to also, like I said, be able to take some calculated risk. We can't, take shots every play, but you've got to be able to connect on some of those calculated risks.
And how important is it, Coach, to be able to weather that opening few minutes? They'll have a hostile crowd there and a team that is fired up to play a region game too. How do you kind of hold the fort a little bit so you can get things established?
Being able to start things out, like I mentioned earlier, being focused. When you come into a game like that, like you said, the first few minutes, there's going to be a flurry of things that happen in the opening minutes of the game. And so if you come out and you're already unfocused, then all of a sudden, something that, maybe would have had you down 7-0 has you down 21-0. So we've got to find a way to flip that. If we come out focused and maybe we can withstand it, instead of being down 7-0, maybe we're up 14-0. And so you've got to be able to come out focused, come out knowing what you've got to do, which right now, I think our kids are prepared.
A couple of kids on each side of the football, offensively and defensively, that you need to step up tonight for you.
Really, right now, we need big games from our backfield. Kylan Bennett and Colin McCain, really looking for some big games from them. And Maurice Bennett as well, even though he's primarily playing on the defensive side of the ball right now. He's our third back that comes in and gives us a spark. So we really need some guys that can take some of the attention away from Jalen Kidd. Defensively, really need a good football game out of our linebacking core. Jacoby Brown and Daryl Bradford, 2 guys that we really need to have big games.
We talked about Brown quite a bit. He's an outstanding athlete.
He is. Outstanding athlete, plays middle linebacker for us, the leader of our defense. And as we've seen in our first 5 games, as he plays, the entire defense plays. And that's what you want out of your middle linebacker. He's the captain of your defense. He's the quarterback of your defense. So when he's played really well, we've played really good on that side of the ball because the other guys are really looking up to him. And so obviously the more tackles he's in on, the more times that he's getting in on stops, the better we're playing overall.
You're in your second year at Childersburg High School as head football coach and athletic director. Can you measure the progress through the first year and a half?
I think we're exponentially better than we were this time a year ago, without a doubt. I look at the culture in our locker room. I look at how we carry ourselves in the weight room at practice, and even throughout these first 5 ball games. You look at, even in some tough losses, even in a Tallahassee, the way that we carried ourselves there. And with big wins, Elmore County beat us by 20 points a year ago. And then we come out and, play them well and win at home. And so that's showing some progress. And tonight is another measuring stick of where we've come, from a year ago. And so I really do believe this football team is exponentially better than we were a year ago. And I think we're trending in the right direction. We've got to continue to do the little things right in order to be able to continue to trend in the right direction.
All right. Good luck tonight against Hanley Roanoke. Childersburg head football coach and athletic director Jonathan Beverly, our guest this morning. And we'll talk again next week.
Yes, sir.
We got more Daybreak just ahead.